12. Ripley takes control. Ripley takes a very deep breath and then jumps into the driver's seat of the APC. The APC lurches forward. Gorman panics. He is frozen. The APC roars into the smoky alien structure, tearing away outcroppings of alien incrustation. Suddenly, something lands on the roof of the APC. An alien arm arcs down, smashing the windshield in front of her. Newt screams. Glistening, hideous jaws lunge inside. Ripley recoils and loses control of the vehicle. The alien's mouth opens. Wham! The creature is slammed sideways by a plasma burst from smart gun fire beyond the APC. Acid sprays, hits the seat beside Ripley. Outside the APC, Hicks, smart gun still aimed, runs up to the APC. Dietrich and Hudson drag Apone out of the smoke. Vasquez lays down a ferocious cover fire. Gorman gets the door open. They leap in, hauling Apone and Vasquez with her bulky rig. Inside the APC, Ripley hits reverse. Newt hasn't stopped screaming. Another alien lunges in as the door is closing. Hicks blasts it. The door closes. The APC roars backwards out of the complex. It is gouged and smoking from the acid spray. Hicks examines Apone. Under a hole punched through the body armor, he finds a single purple puncture wound, bloodless. He seems to be alive but paralyzed. When they reach a safe distance, Gorman orders the APC's cannon aimed at the alien nest. Hicks stops him. At the center of the plant is a controlled fusion reactor, a possible thermonuclear bomb if it is damaged. Gorman calls in the dropship. They'll evacuate and nuke the place from the air. In the 1983 version, Ripley is attacked by a Xenomorph through the APC windshield before she rescues the soldiers. She also doesn't run it over, but rather Hicks kills it with a smart gun. After the disastrous ambush, Gorman prepares to destroy the atmosphere processor with one of the heavy cannons on the APC, before Hicks points out it would cause a thermonuclear explosion. Apone is knocked unconscious when the Xenomorph impales him with its tail. 13. Need for a new plan. In Dropship, Pharaoh turns on her final approach, descending. She calls for Hay on the intercom. No answer. She taps her mic, flips the switch again. When the hatch bangs open behind her, she turns. It is not her co-pilot, it is alien. Inside the APC, the ground team, Ripley, Gorman, Vasquez, Hicks, Hudson, and Dietrich watches as the hovering dropship veers wildly, side-slipping at high speed into the terraforming complex. A tremendous explosion. The team decides to return to the main colony and set up a base of operations at the control block. They park the APC across the main doors, guns aimed outward. They drag equipment to the second-floor deck with its control tower-like windows. Guns are set up with a clear field of fire across the open plain. Access to the control block from within the complex is put under surveillance by portable sentry cameras. The corridors are mined. At Sulaco, Bishop tells them that reorbiting, powering up, and landing will take 6 hours. The loss of the ship cuts their firepower virtually to hand weapons. Ripley points out that there may well be one of the creatures for every captured colonist. Dozens, certainly. Probably many more. Gorman is apologetic since he got her involved. He subsides into a self-absorbed stupor. The team realizes that in action, his ability to command will be negligible. In Acheron, night has settled. Blackness and rain. The crew in a state of siege. Vasquez and Dietrich prowl the observation deck, searching the ground with their motion trackers. Gorman watches the sentry monitors through his eyes seem glazed. Hudson is with Apone, who is conscious but barely able to move. Ripley and Hicks use the base's existing video cameras to search for a possible shuttle-type ship. They find the hangar, but it seems to have been the site of intense fighting. There is a shuttle there, but it's burned out. Another similar berth nearby is empty. The doors beyond are open. Hicks exits to scout the area. Unlike in the film, Pharaoh is attacked by the Xenomorph still on board her dropship whilst heading to the soldiers to pick them up. But unlike in the film, she crashes into the atmosphere processor instead of the ground. As a result, the APC is not destroyed, and it is subsequently used to barricade the colony's main entrance. After the staff entrench themselves in the colony complex, the events begin to change substantially from the movie. While the general scenario remains the same, many of the details and individual events are radically different. For example, Bishop has been on Sulaco from the beginning, and from there he starts bringing help to the planetoid, and the soldiers mine the areas at the colony complex. Also, the survivors immediately contact Bishop for rescue, but he tells them it will take some time for the ship to orbit around the moon before he can pick them up. In the 1983 version, the soldiers do not realize there is a tunnel from the atmosphere processor into the lower levels of the colony buildings, and as a result, they focus their defenses on xenomorphs attacking across the surface outside. Also, there are no sentry guns in the 1983 version. Although the APC is parked outside the main entrance to the complex and its turrets are set to sweep the approaches. They find a hangar, but one vessel is destroyed while a second is missing. 14. Emergency venting. In the columnist's control block room, Ripley sits beside Newt, watching her sleep. As the crew rests, they are suddenly interrupted by a glare of orange light. Ripley rushes over to the others. A 10-story jet of fire is visible leaping up from the base machinery of the terraforming planet. The team looks out at the blaze. Hicks, emergency venting. He sets up the central computer to read out the plant's status. Hicks, we got problems. The crash of the dropship has damaged the heat exchanger system. Loss of coolant. Gradual, irreversible overheating. System failure in about 6 hours. Followed within about 1/10 second by a thermonuclear explosion on the order of 20 megatons. Vasquez, that's it. We're taking the APC and getting out of here. Gorman, I'm in command here. Vasquez, you're barely in command of your bladder. Newt surprises them by appearing at Ripley's elbow and asking quietly if they're leaving. The first words she's spoken. Ripley, I think so. Newt, good, because they'll come back. Ripley assures her that nothing can get close without them seeing it. Newt points at the distant power plant. Newt, they use the tunnels, the ones between here and there. I know the maze best. That's why they didn't catch me. Suddenly the crew is attacked and they have to retreat. While retreating, Hicks seals the door, leaving Hudson and Apone inside. The team opens fire. In the strobe-like glare of the energy weapons, they see flashes of the aliens. Acid flies, dissolving the deck in clouds of vapor. Aliens are approaching from everywhere. Ripley grabs Newt, grabs a flamethrower, and runs. The team squeezes into the elevator. The doors begin to close, but too slowly. The aliens are approaching. One alien gets his limb between the doors just as they are about to close. The doors pop open. Hicks and Vasquez shoot it at close range. The alien screeches and falls back, acid flying from the alien onto Hicks' armored chestplate. Hicks rips the armor off like a madman and drops the smoking armor to the floor. Bitter fumes fill the air, burning eyes and lungs. The elevator stops. They watch the doors, weapons at the ready. The doors open, and the corridor is empty. The team moves out. Vasquez tosses a grenade into the lift and sends it back up. They approach the main entry doors, beyond which the APC waits. Hicks and Vasquez flank the doors, clutching grenades. As Gorman and Dietrich stand with rifles aimed, Hicks slaps the control button. The inner doors rumble back. Wind blasts in through the other doors. The vehicle is untouched, just beyond. The way seems clear. Hicks, then Vasquez edge forward. The entry lock beyond the inner door's ID deserted. Hicks checks the ledges above with his light, then waves the others forward. They sprint toward APC. Dietrich arrives first, whips open the side door. Alien lunges from within and Dietrich is gone. More aliens appear. Ripley staggers back. Hicks and Vasquez open fire. The APC explodes from the concentrated fire. Gorman, in a panic, is closing the doors behind them. Ripley scoops up Newt as they sprint for it. Hicks tosses his backpack between the massive doors. It crunches but stops them. Ripley, Newt, Vasquez squeeze through. Hicks leaps through and kicks the backpack out. The doors close. Again, several scenes from the 1983 version are seen in the film, but in different places. For example, in the movie, when Ripley and Hicks try to save Newt, but have to escape to the elevator, the alien attacks and acid flies into Hicks' armor. In the 1983 version, the scene takes place when the troops retreat from the colony complex premises. Newt remains completely silent until after the survivors spot the emergency venting from the atmosphere processor. The Xenomorphs attack through the room where Hudson and Apone are in, and Hicks seals them inside to buy himself and the others time. The soldiers attempt to escape the overrun colony in the APC, but when they arrive, they discover a Xenomorph inside, which quickly takes Dietrich. When Hicks and Vasquez kill Alien, the APC is destroyed in the crossfire. During the confusion, Gorman almost shuts Ripley and the other crew outside the colony.
12 meters. 11. 10.
Then they're right on us.
9 meters.
Remember, short, controlled bursts.
8 meters. 7. 6.
Can't be, that's inside the room.
It's reading right, man, look.
Well, you're not reading it right.